Welcome to learn about astronomy. This is the night sky for December 1st up to December 7th, 2013. So what's going to be in the sky for this week of December 1st, Sunday, December 1st up to Saturday, December 7th? Well, as the sun sets at about 45 minutes after, you should see Venus low in the southwest, and it's a nice, cool planet to look at. Very, very bright planet Venus is there in the southwest, but it's quite low, not much more than about 15 to 20 degrees up from the southwest horizon. So if you have trees or houses in your southwest view, you might not see it. You might have to go out in a park or an area where you'll have really possibility to see quite low into the southwest part. But it's very bright, so it's almost impossible to miss. So that's for sure an easy target after sunset. And if you can see it, well, take a peek, because the planet is getting really closer to the sun each day. It is ending a not that great nighttime pass for this year, and will actually be for most of 2014, beginning first 6 months of 2014. It's going to hang in the morning sky before sunrise. So you're in the last weeks of view, and as it gets down closer, it actually will fade faster and faster. But thanks to its really, really bright atmosphere, we are still seeing it quite easily if you have a low southwest sky, about 45 minutes after sunset. And each day it's going to be lower and lower. Then we have Uranus and Neptune that give us great sky, but the problem is these are hard to see planets. Maybe you can spot Uranus with a good pair of binoculars, even the city lights. It's pretty surprising. Neptune requires more of a little telescope and a dark sky. If you're in a very dark sky, you can spot Uranus in the sky. It's just above naked eye visibility. The big news actually in planet-wise for this week is Jupiter. Jupiter that rises around 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. is actually the great planet for December. At 10 p.m. it crosses more than 40 degrees high, and it really gets higher and higher as night goes by. You'll see it in the evening towards the east, actually. So take a look at that, and as the night goes, you'll see it pretty much all night long. It gets really, really high around 2 a.m. In the night sky in the south, and it gets better and better as the time goes by in December. So you'll get it earlier and earlier every night. It's going to reach opposition sometimes later. I believe it's later this month or in early January. So take a peek of Jupiter, and it's actually going to shine brighter and brighter throughout December as we get near. If you're a early morning riser or a night bird, you have planet Mars that rises at about midnight 30, gets into a good position in the sky more towards the 3:30, 4 a.m. where it crosses the 40 degree line. And so this planet will be something to watch later on this spring, as we're going to get closer and closer to Mars. And that's for the planet pretty much. Then we have Saturn rising at around 5:30, but it's kind of hard to see, and we're going to get slowly in the sun glare. So Saturn, Mercury, these are planets to kind of forget for now. For the moon, well, the moon is hanging very close to the sun on December 1st, so there's not much viewing of that actually. Let's go now to our night sky as we go into December 2nd, Monday. Once again, same scenario of Venus low in the southwest as you see. Same planetary alignment, so you'll get Neptune, Uranus, Jupiter. So let's continue on to Tuesday, December 3rd. If we go to Tuesday, December 3rd, you will once again see that the planets are pretty much in the same alignment. Planets don't move that fast, so actually planetary alignment stays pretty much the same. You probably will notice that Venus every night that you watch is just a little bit lower than it was before. The moon is going to start a nice little show in our evening skies. Starting about December 3rd, you should start to see the moon in the southwest just after the sun sets. But it's still early because it's still close. We still have Jupiter. Let's go Wednesday. As we see here, the position and the movement of the planets and the sun throughout the day, every day. We are now back at, this is about 45 minutes, right here is about 5 or 45 minutes after sunset. The moon hanging really low in our southwest skies. You might be able to see a very, very thin crescent. That's always really nice to see. If you can spot the moon when it's extremely thin, that's an incredible view. You might have a chance, a very slight chance, to see it on Wednesday, December 4th. And so take a look 45 minutes after the sun sets. It's going to be really low, below Venus. So Venus at that point is going to be real low in the sky. So you'll have a very thin crescent hanging below Venus. So use Venus as a guide on Wednesday. Try to spot the moon there. But if you do spot it, you're real good. And using a pair of binoculars and scanning the low horizon might help you. Then we have the same planets, Neptune and Uranus, for dark sky observers. Jupiter, that's slowly rising earlier and earlier every day. So as the week goes by, you'll notice that it actually seems to rise. One thing that you might see here, and I'm not talking about, is that famous comet. You see here a comet next to the sun. This is the presentation of Comet ISON from my software, which is Distant Suns. And basically, Distant Suns has plotted out the Comet ISON on this map, but unfortunately, if you look at my latest video, it really dissipated. So it's more of a cloud of debris. And this is interesting, as before sunrise, you might actually, if you have a really dark sky and a good observing point, you might just about 45 minutes before or 30 minutes before sunrise spot a cloud of debris to the east. Maybe you can take a look. We don't know how bright this is going to be. The chances are it's not going to be very bright. But if you have a telescope or a good pair of binoculars and you are rising early, might be an interesting thing to watch. Starting December 4th, 3, 4, 5, try to spot that little cloud of debris from Comet ISON in the morning sky. It's going to fade very rapidly if you can see it, but who knows. And if we move now to the sky of Thursday, December 5th, then we'll have at around 45 minutes after sunset, Venus and the moon should be visible together. The moon should be just above Venus. That could be a really nice and very pretty view. I think you should actually mark your calendar for Thursday, December 5th. Go and take a look at the southwest sky, spot Venus and the moon. That's gonna be a real nice apparition here of both. The moon, that's gonna be in a thin crescent. Always very beautiful to watch Venus, the moon, together in the sky. This is going to be our last chance for this year, as Venus will fade out, so you won't be able to see that in January when the moon returns. And of course, Uranus and Neptune still there in the sky. Jupiter rises earlier and earlier every night. Take a look at that. Take a look at my video. I'm going to show you also the moon positions every day in a separate video on Jupiter. So take a look at that for this coming week. If you have a telescope, this is a very nice planet to watch through telescope and watch the different moons. Actually, the 4 brightest moons move around. It's really interesting. We are now going to Friday, December 6th. And here we are looking at the sky as the night falls on Friday, December 6th, around 45 minutes or about an hour. Let's put it at even almost an hour. Very easy, very difficult to actually, here we go. So this is about an hour after sunset. We have Venus very low in the southwest, getting lower and lower. As you see here, it even is easy to see on this video if you start from the beginning and up to now, how Venus gets lower and lower every day. Venus to the southwest in a very low 15, I would say very low, even 12 or 13 degrees elevation an hour after sunset. Though so bright that you probably can see it if you have a clear southwest view. The moon getting higher and higher will be visible to the upper left of Venus, so you can use the moon and think of the crescent kind of showing you the way where the position, like the head of an arrow if you want, and so pointing the position of where Venus should be to its lower right actually. So the moon moving closer to Neptune in the night sky. One thing that's cool in astronomy is that you can use very bright objects to find darker objects. A thin crescent moon still doesn't obstruct too much the view in the sky and might be a great way to find where Neptune is in the night sky as it gets closer. One drawback of the moon at night is the fact that the bigger the moon phase, the more light it sheds in the night sky. So the thing is, it gets more difficult to see very faint objects. The moon's really nice through a telescope. You should actually take a look at the moon when it's a thin crescent through a telescope. So we have Jupiter rising just a little bit past 6 p.m. at evening here in my location, 45 degrees north. At 10 p.m. it's really high in the east-southeast sky. It's getting better and better, so as the month progresses, you'll have a great view. We still have Mars rising just around midnight 30 in the east sky. Slowly also getting earlier and earlier. In January, February, we'll see Mars earlier every night. Comet Eyes on Cloud possibility view. If you ever have a very dark sky and maybe a good pair of binoculars, try to spot once again the remnants of what's Comet Eyes on. It's getting farther away from the sun, so basically you have a bigger chance of getting a view if it's bright enough a little later this week. So Saturday morning around, I would say more than an hour before sunrise, you should see in the very low, about 10-degree high, very, very low to the east, southeast, a cloud of dust possibility. And actually you have planet Saturn that's hanging there, so you might actually take a peek at Saturn. That should be on the right side, and to the left of Saturn, if you spot Saturn, then there's a chance that you might spot the comet dust cloud. But it's fading rapidly, so it's going to be more and more difficult to see. And starting December 8th or 9th, we should start actually having a possibility of viewing the dust cloud. You see here the sun sets at around 4:20 p.m. my location. And if we go a little farther, you notice that the comet sets a little after the sun. And this is going to increase through the month. But there's just almost no possibility of seeing anything unless you have a really big, maybe with a good telescope in a dark, dark sky later in the month. And here, 1 hour after sunset, you will have Venus hanging low on Saturday night, December 7th. So you might want to take a peek, show your friends if you can see a very low southwest horizon. And the moon getting higher and higher, closer to Neptune, and getting this giving us this really cool crescent, and slowly going into the bigger phase for the evening. So we're having a cool evening week of the moon coming up. And apart from that, Jupiter, once again, Saturday night. So if you've got friends over, if you want to show friends, 10 p.m., great time to show planet Jupiter, 35, 40 degrees up. In the east, southeast, very easy to see Jupiter, and the view through a small telescope is cool with all the moons. Mars, later on that evening, of course, will still be there. And so this is the view of the planets for December 1st to December 7th, 2013. Hope you enjoy our video and you enjoy having this view and this discussion on the different planets that we can see in the night sky. And hopefully you will follow us every week. And hey, put us on Facebook and tell your friends of this great new astronomy podcast or video cast on YouTube. And hope that people get interested into astronomy, and that we try to give you more and more interest in what's up in the sky. And especially even if you're in a big city, people have this impression that big city is not the great place for viewing. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and give us thumbs up, and give us our comments if you like our videos, and hopefully you'll come back to learn about astronomy. Bye bye.